In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 college football games happening on October 26, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Syracuse versus Virginia Tech. Thursday night features an exciting Atlantic Coast Conference matchup between the Syracuse Orange and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Syracuse is coming off a tough loss to Florida State, while Virginia Tech secured a home victory against Wake Forest. Their most recent clash took place in 2021, with Syracuse emerging victorious, scoring 41-36. Syracuse enters this game on the back of 3 consecutive losses, including challenging matchups against Florida State, North Carolina, and Clemson. However, they are looking at a more favorable opponent this time in Virginia Tech. The Hokies have shown signs of improvement, winning 2 of their last 3 games and maintaining an above .500 record in conference play. Syracuse has been outscored 81-10 in their last 2 games, and the team's morale is likely strained. The Syracuse Orange look promising in non-conference play but have faced difficulties in Atlantic Coast Conference matchups, losing 3 games in a row, each by double digits. In contrast, Virginia Tech has been performing well in Atlantic Coast Conference games, winning 2 out of 3, with their only loss coming on the road against the 4th-ranked Florida State team. Syracuse's pass defense has been a weak point, allowing an average of 255 passing yards per game, ranking them 115th in the Football Bowl subdivision. Quarterback Kyron Drones recently recorded 321 passing yards against Wake Forest, and he is poised for another strong performance against Syracuse's shaky pass defense. Meanwhile, the Hokies boast a sturdy defense, and Syracuse is struggling to produce points, averaging a mere 8 points per conference game and only 5.1 yards per play, placing them 85th in the country. This meeting marks the first since 2021, and Syracuse holds an 11-8 advantage in the series. They have won both of their previous 2 encounters outright and against the spread. Syracuse and Virginia Tech have both played Florida State in their last 2 games, with the Hokies putting up a slightly better fight in their 39-17 loss. Throughout Atlantic Coast Conference play, Syracuse has averaged just 8 points in 3 games, with their starting quarterback averaging just 133 passing yards in the last 3 games. Now, they face the Atlantic Coast Conference's top passing defense. On the other side, the Hokies' offense is gaining momentum, averaging 28 points in their 3 Atlantic Coast Conference games, with Drones averaging 217.7 passing yards. With Drones' dual threat capabilities, Syracuse's defense is expected to struggle to keep pace. So the Virginia Tech Hokies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This matchup features a lower total than most games on the board. Syracuse's offense is expected to find success against a Hokies defense susceptible to ground attacks. Syracuse relies more on the running game, passing on only 48% of their plays, which could work in their favor since the Hokies rank 109th in rush defense. Additionally, Virginia Tech has been productive at home, scoring 38 and 30 points in their 2 conference home games against Pittsburgh and Wake Forest. Syracuse's defense has been vulnerable in Atlantic Coast Conference play, conceding at least 31 points in 3 consecutive games. While the total may seem modest, it's attainable, with Syracuse needing to step up their offensive efforts. Despite 6 of their 7 games landing under this season, 4 of them had a total of 47 points, and 2 others each at 45. So, they are not far off the mark, and the bye week gives them an opportunity to rest, strategize, and rejuvenate their offense. Expect them to lean on the running game for an advantage. On the other side, anticipate Virginia Tech's offense to put up significant numbers. If they could score 38 points against Pitt, who ranks 4th in total defense in the Atlantic Coast Conference, they should achieve similar success against a vulnerable Syracuse defense. Anticipate a high-scoring game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Georgia State versus Georgia Southern. In a Thursday night clash, the Georgia State Panthers are chasing their third consecutive victory as they take on the Georgia Southern Eagles at the Allen E. Paulson Stadium. The Panthers come into this game with the wind at their backs after a gritty 20-17 win against Louisiana, despite being 3-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Eagles secured a 38-28 victory over Louisiana Monroe, entering the game as 16.5-point favorites. Worth noting, Georgia State boasts a 6-3 record in their last 9 matchups against Georgia Southern. Georgia State, eager to capture their 4th road victory and elevate their season record to 7-1, has found their stride, winning 4 out of their last 6 away games. Quarterback Darren Granger is leading the charge, completing an impressive 69.5% of his passes for 1,632 yards, along with 10 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. Granger's targets, Robert Lewis and Tayleek Williams, have collectively racked up 1,039 receiving yards and contributed 8 touchdowns, while Jackery Carter has 22 receptions. Fueling the ground game, Marcus Carroll leads with 852 yards and 10 touchdowns. Defensively, Georgia State is allowing an average of 23 points and 394.3 yards per game. Leading the charge are Jontry Hunter with 54 tackles, Kevin Swint with 4 sacks, and Gavin Pringle with 3 interceptions. The Georgia Southern Eagles are aiming to maintain their perfect home record and reach 6-2 for the season. They come into the game on a high, securing victory in 5 consecutive home games. Quarterback Davis Brin has an impressive 66.8% pass completion rate, accumulating 2,122 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Receivers Caleb Hood and Derwin Burgess Jr. have tallied 1,056 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns, while Anthony Quealy has 22 receptions. On the ground, Jalen White leads the way with 475 yards and 5 touchdowns, contributing to the Eagles' average of 131.4 rushing yards per game. The Eagles' defense has been allowing an average of 24 points and 374 yards per game, with key contributors being Marks Watson Trent with 66 tackles, Isaac Walker with 4.5 sacks, and TJ Smith with 2 interceptions. The Eagles are on a roll, with 3 wins in their last 4 games, including 3 consecutive victories at home. Their offense is firing on all cylinders, averaging more than 30 points per game. They boast one of the nation's top passing games, though they tend to run the ball less. In contrast, the Panthers, despite a strong season defensively, haven't performed as well on the road. They've faced challenges stopping the run, allowing over 150 rushing yards per game in their last 3 matches. Furthermore, their pass defense has shown vulnerabilities, hinting at potential difficulties against the Eagles in this matchup. As the Panthers enter this game on a 2-game winning streak, they have demonstrated offensive prowess, scoring over 30 points per game. Their offense is well balanced, but they might find it tough to gain ground against the Eagles, who have limited opponents to under 100 rushing yards per game at home. The Eagles have also exhibited strong pass defense, frequently pressuring opposing quarterbacks and averaging more than 3 takeaways per game. It's likely the Eagles will effectively move the ball against the Panthers, especially considering the Panthers' relatively weaker secondary. With the Eagles' defensive line disrupting plays in the backfield, the Panthers may face challenges if they're forced to air it out. Georgia Southern has maintained their effectiveness on 3rd downs, increasing the likelihood of big plays as the game progresses. Expect Georgia State's ground game to struggle against the Eagles, who have been allowing fewer than 110 rushing yards on average and possess a solid 3rd down defense. Despite being a strong team, the Georgia State Panthers are facing a challenging situation in this matchup. They don't often find themselves in the underdog role. However, their 122nd ranked pass defense could be exploited by Georgia Southern's 12th ranked passing offense. Additionally, Georgia Southern has faced tougher competition, with their only losses against James Madison and Wisconsin. Playing back-to-back road games with short rest, the Panthers aren't getting any favors. These teams are closely matched, and a closely contested game is expected, but the home field advantage may be pivotal. So the Georgia Southern Eagles to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Georgia Southern Eagles are a high passing rate team, making it difficult to predict a low-scoring game. They've shown proficiency on 3rd downs and have managed to score at least 38 points in 3 of their last 4 games, including explosive quarters. Similarly, the Georgia State Panthers have achieved over 30 points in 3 of their last 5 matchups. Georgia Southern's red zone struggles and vulnerable secondary may lead to a high-scoring affair, especially with Granger's accuracy. Expect both offenses to go head-to-head, potentially turning this game into a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.